Okay, I want to go back to my last question, Brittany. We're now talking about the Hernando County Sheriff's Office in Mississippi, and you said that you were in a jail cell with a sheriff's deputy or three officers, and one was seated, not uniformed, who instructed you to repeatedly to spread your legs, and they made other degrading remarks. Walk me through the remarks that were made to you.
That was the, all of it.
Okay, so he told you to spread your legs, and you said that he was looking under your dress at the time that he was telling you to do this.
Yes, sir. I understand that I had a very short skirt on, but I was not planning on being out in public in it. I was just at a friend's house, and it was definitely short, and I would
Right.
not feel comfortable in it
Okay.
around men.
Okay. And
It would be
he
great.
was seated less than 5 feet behind you, as he told you to do this. Correct?
Yes, sir. He
Okay.
was directly behind me. Definitely saw. I know.
Okay. He was looking under your dress. I mean,
Yes.
okay. And if I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong. Did you feel he was looking under your dress?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And how long did this last?
Not more than 3 minutes.
Okay.
It wasn't long after that because there was a commotion, and they were pushing my boyfriend to the wall, and so the woman officer came in immediately when she
Okay.
heard the struggle and pulled me out.
Okay. Now, what started the struggle, though, was the fact that they had made remarks to you in the field. Let's just briefly go over those. The cop told you that you should know how to blow because you worked at Hooters. Is that right? That was the officer who
Yes,
arrested you.
yes, sir.
Okay. Then you were taken into custody and called some. They were making profane remarks and yelling at you, and then they told you to spread your legs and told you to spread your legs again, and you felt you were being exposed in a way. And at that point, your boyfriend then commented that you didn't have to put up with this, that they could have a female search you. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And then
Now,
that's when the police officers themselves tried to kick our legs apart and make us spread them and
did they
push
hold on?
him up against the wall.
Okay. Did they actually physically kick your legs or just his?
Oh, they tried to do my. They kicked it one time, and then that's when the woman officer opened the door, and they were on chat. My boyfriend.
Okay. Now you're
Were
nine.
wrestling.
Let me back up, Brittany. You're 19 years old. You work at Hooters at that time. You did have a suspended license. Did you do anything else illegal that day, or was that just is that all that they had?
That's all. I didn't do anything else illegal.
Okay, so all they had was a suspended license, and they brought you in, and they were kicking your legs out for a search.
Do what now? Say, oh,
They
yes,
they,
yes,
they,
sir.
they were they were kicking your legs out in order to search you. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and you felt it was uncomfortable based on the clothing you were wearing, the fact that an officer was seated right underneath you, and that he was actually looking at your rear end while he was ordering you to spread your legs. Okay, now you said that at some point the officers got up when your boyfriend complained, and they then started kicking your legs out and his legs out, telling you again to spread them. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, at the point that they started in a tussle with your boyfriend, how long were you in there and what did you see?
How long was I in that room with him?
Yes.
Probably in all of maybe 8 minutes,
Okay.
5 to 8 minutes.
Did you see what happened to him after the fight started with the police?
Did I see what happened?
Yeah, did you see what happened?
Yes, sir.
Okay, tell me what happened to him.
Oh, as far as him getting beat, or just the part where they pushed him into the wall?
The whole thing. Just tell me what happened after he complained that you didn't have to put up with being told to spread your legs over and over like that, and they then told him to shut up. What did they do? And walk me through everything that happened from that point.
From that point, a woman officer came in and she took me out of the room and sat me in a chair right outside the room and shackled my ankles together. And then they brought my boyfriend out and they started tackling him where they were on the ground with him trying to put cuffs on him. And I stood up and I started screaming, he just had brain surgery, don't hurt him. And the woman officer sat me down. She said, I'm going to dress you out if you don't calm down. and I kept seeing them be rough with my boyfriend. So I stood up again. I said, please leave him, don't hurt him. And then the woman officer took me to go dress me out, and I saw them take my boyfriend around the corner of the jail.
Okay, was he hurt?
And
Was he hurt in any way?
no, at this point he was not hurt. They were just pulling him up off the ground and taking him around the corner.
Okay, all right.
And
Did anything else happen to him that you witnessed?
no, sir.
Okay. In terms of what they did to you, briefly tell me what was it that hurt you the most? What was degrading about it? If you could just explain this to a stranger, what was the most offensive thing that happened to you that made you feel you wanted to complain?
Well, after that, actually, after I was put in the holding cell and everything, they continued to come to the cell laughing about my boyfriend, about what they had done to him, because they had to take him to the hospital. So they came in there laughing about it and telling me that he'll wake up from his coma in no time. I shouldn't be worried about it. And when I was crying and screaming about it, one officer came into the jail cell, into the holding tank, and tried to backhand me. With his physical hand, tried to backhand me. Where I put my hand up, and it actually put a bruise on my arm.
So he struck you with the back of his hand?
I don't know his name. I could tell you what he looks like.
Okay. Okay. I think actually the sound on this phone, you're having a problem hearing me, I can tell, because I've asked a couple questions and you gave me an answer that might have been different. So I want to go back and clear it up. And if you can't hear me, just tell me I couldn't understand what you were saying, okay?
Okay.
Okay. One of the questions I want to go back to, and I think you might not have heard me, is I asked you when you were watching what they were doing to your boyfriend if he was hurt, and you said no. Now, was he hurt or was he not hurt?
Now, see, he wasn't hurt when I saw him, is what I was saying. He wasn't hurt. When they were taking him around the corner, he was not hurt at that point.
Okay.
Now, when they took him out of the jail is when he was hurt, when he was already hurt.
Okay, so he got hurt later, and it was out of your presence, but you did see how the fight started initially, correct?
Yes, sir. And then when he was being booked, actually, after they beat him, they took his picture in front of me. I saw blood all over his face and him screaming and not being able to open his eyes.
Okay.
So I actually witnessed that part.
Okay. Did he have blood and bruises before when he was in the jail cell with you?
No, sir. He was perfectly fine.
So he was perfectly fine at that point, but 30 or 40 minutes later, he had blood and he was bleeding, or had bruises everywhere.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Actually, I shouldn't characterize it. You tell me. Where were the bruises that he had? What parts of his body, as far as what you could see?
As far as I could see, it was just around his eye, and then blood was all down his shirt and running down, and he actually was throwing up blood on the floor. I saw a trustee have to come in and mop it up.
Okay.
Immediately after he was taken.
Okay. Okay. All right, Brittany. I have enough information right now to start our investigation and our work on your case, and we are happy to assist you. I'm going to be back in communication. Pardon me?
I said thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. We're going to help you, and we are going to send this interview over to the U.S. Justice Department and ask for a criminal investigation, as well as the State Attorney General's office. And, of course, I'm going to be contacting both police departments tomorrow. Okay?
Okay. Thank
All right.
you.
All right. You're welcome.